latest just coming to my phone a few seconds ago. First of all, a confirmation of Paul Pogba and Ansu Fati arriving tonight in France for medical test and contract signing at Monaco. So both players have just arrived for their medical and contract signing. Massive signings for Monaco. Both were already here we go, but now we have the final confirmation. Also wanted to touch quick for the future of Chelsea, because there is a player who is going to Strasbourg, but who, according to my sources, has very good chances to be a Chelsea player in the future if his potential will be reality in the next years. And is Angelo Candido, a Brazilian right back from Sao Paulo, considered a very talented player. He's going to Strasbourg now, same ownership, same family as Chelsea, for 5 million euros plus sell-on clause, but also the player also heard of the possibility to go to Chelsea in the future. It's a potential project, and so keep an eye on this boy, because he's going to Strasbourg with a very ambitious project, playing European football next season, but also with a potential view on a Chelsea move for the near future. For Ivan Perisic, the first question we had today to answer our friends here on YouTube. Ivan Perisic was a possibility for Barcelona. Was a possibility because Barcelona have been considering this opportunity, especially because of Hansi Flick. Hansi Flick is a big fan of Ivan Perisic as a top player, as a top professional. He's not young anymore, but he's still delivering fantastic performances with PSV Eindhoven, winning the league thanks to his goals, his assists. In Champions League doing fantastic with the Croatian national team on World Cup here. So really, Barcelona internally considered this possibility to go for Ivan Perisic as a backup. But my understanding is that now Barcelona maintain their full focus on the Nico Williams deal. They've also signed Rooney Barkley. The deal will be done formally next week, but as I do, it was always the plan for this deal to go to next week. Now the verbal agreement is done and everything is completely for Rooney Barkley, and so Ivan Perisic is not going to Barcelona. Today, Ivan Perisic, exclusive story from the afternoon, confirmed tonight. Ivan Perisic has agreed to sign a new contract at PSV Eindhoven, 2 years. Tomorrow everything will be signed and will be official, and so Perisic is not going to Barcelona. I can tell you that it was his dream to go to Barca. He really wanted to have this opportunity, but then PSV Eindhoven were pushing to keep him. Barca had different plans, and Ivan Perisic is more than happy to continue at PSV. Remember that they trust him as a free agent when basically no club were ready to trust Perisic after a serious injury. PSV, yes, and he did fantastic there.
You already touched on the point of Nico Williams. It's been some key and crucial hours for this deal, for this situation. How is that evolving after the statement of Athletic Bilbao?
Yeah, look, today a strong statement by Athletic Bilbao, so a strong position by the club. It was also expected by Barcelona, to be honest. Barcelona, obviously, yesterday the president Laporta spoke and said that he was not so happy with Athletic commenting on Barcelona staff with La Liga, but today Athletic maintained their position with a public statement, a strong statement considering their position and asking La Liga to inquire about the situation of Barcelona, if they can register players or not, if they pay the clause. So quite tense situation, let's say, between Athletic and the Barca. Athletic are doing their best to keep the player, so Athletic are fighting. We know they also have the possibility to offer the player a new contract in case he stays at the club. So Athletic are doing their best to keep Nico Williams, but the reaction from Barcelona is that they maintain their plan. They want to pay the release clause, they want to go for Nico. Now it depends on these technical steps with La Liga in terms of payment of the release clause, financial fair play and all the rest, how they can make it happen. But Barcelona have not changed their plan, so they're not reacting to the statement by Athletic Bilbao. They continue on their way, but again, let's see what's going to happen for these technical and financial steps with Nico Williams, who has already agreed, or now more than 1 week ago, personal terms with Barcelona.
We have many Arsenal fans here in the chat, but also asking us many questions. There is a new name for Arsenal, possible deal for these days.
Yeah, Arsenal very busy because Arsenal signed Kepa. Today he completed the second part of his medical, £5 million from Chelsea. Arsenal will sign Martin Zubimendi from Real Sociedad. We know it's a done deal for 65 million euros with payments in installments. Arsenal are not stopping, also because they have been able to complete a deal for Christian Norgard from Brentford. The medical will be next, 11 million euros plus add-ons for the player. Now Arsenal are also working on a new defender, and the defender name, as we said today, is Christian Mosquera. Spanish, talented, very good player, out of contract in 2026. I can tell you that Andrea Berta, Arsenal director, already wanted to bring the player to Atletico Madrid in the past when he was Atletico Madrid director. It was not possible because for Valencia was untouchable. Now Mosquera is not that untouchable. Why? Because he's still not extending his contract at the club. The contract expires in 2026, so a big opportunity for a young player, talented, with big potential. And so Arsenal are going for this one. Arsenal already spoke to the player in terms of obviously player camp, presenting their project. The player is attracted by this opportunity. He knows that Arsenal will play many games next season, and so to compete with Saliba and Gabriel is not easy, but the idea at Arsenal is to develop Mosquera and to have Mosquera as a very credible solution for the upcoming season, and so contacts are expected with Valencia. The transfer fee could be something around 20-25 million euros, but Arsenal are working on it. On player side, with very good feelings, with the feeling also that the personal terms will not be a problem, but also ready to reach out to Valencia and try to make it happen for Christian Mosquera's new defender for Mikel Arteta.
Many fans here in the chat asking on the situation of Rodrygo. What can we say about him?
Yeah, we have many questions on Rodrygo, but it's also important to say that this Rodrygo story will only enter into clear stages as soon as, first of all, Real Madrid complete their experience at the Club World Cup. So during the Club World Cup, nothing will happen, nothing will develop, forget about that. Also because Rodrygo is fully focused on the Club World Cup with Real Madrid. Then after the World Cup, Arsenal appreciation for Rodrygo remains confirmed. Arsenal love Rodrygo, as they also used to love Nico Williams. So for sure, they would love to bring a top winger this summer. But the real point is what Rodrygo wants to do. The only case for Arsenal to go for Rodrygo is if Rodrygo decides to go and to leave the club. In that case, Arsenal can have the opportunity to try to talk to the player, to talk to the agents, to talk to Real Madrid in terms of transfer fee. But to do that, they need to have an approval from Rodrygo. And at the moment, Rodrygo has still not told anything to Real Madrid or to Xabi Alonso about his future, so the situation is still quiet and calm. Then if later in the window Rodrygo goes to Real Madrid and says, let me go, I want to play more, I want to be a superstar in another club, Arsenal would be ready to try. But otherwise, at the moment, the situation remains calm.
Another hot name for Bayern Munich in this case is Nick Woltemade. So what can we say? There were many rumors today.
Yeah, many rumors, and we can confirm what was reported by Sky and the German media, also Bild. They spoke about Nick Woltemade and an agreement with Bayern on personal terms. The agreement is almost done between Nick Woltemade, who is a striker playing for Stuttgart, and Bayern wanted to be quick because there were some calls from English clubs, also Italian clubs, trying to enter into this deal, to reach an agreement with the player and try to negotiate with Stuttgart. The player is doing fantastic on the under-21, is a big talent, but Bayern have been super fast. They don't want to miss on this talent. So agreement done with the player. Now still early stages between clubs because Stuttgart still hope to keep the player, and so it's not going to be an easy one, but for sure Bayern will have discussions with Stuttgart. The agreement with the player is okay, and so Nick Woltemade could be the surprise for Bayern. After they sold Matistel, they would need a backup for Harry Kane, and Nick Woltemade, in terms of potential and also a German player like him, could be an ideal addition for Vincent Kompany.
What about Darwin Núñez's future? What can we say? Are there any development on his future at the club or not?
Yeah, many questions on this one. My expectation remains for Darwin to go. At the moment, the price, after the contest between Liverpool and Napoli, the price remains an important price. So not less than 65 million euros. Ideally, Liverpool even want more than 70. So at the moment, for Napoli, obviously, the idea is, okay, we like Darwin, we want Darwin. Darwin is open to joining Napoli, as mentioned 1 week ago, but these conditions are complicated. So let's see if they can find a way, if they can find a structure with Liverpool. Otherwise, at these conditions, it's not an easy deal to make for Napoli. It's not advanced in terms of negotiations club to club yet because of the price. So let's see how it's going to continue. For Darwin, there is also interest of Saudi clubs, but the price is going to be the crucial part of the story because the player is open. Napoli want him, but at the moment, 65-70 million euros minimum as transfer fee is still considered very high.
Thank you, Fabri. All the news here in the YouTube channel, all the days of the week until forever, probably. Thank you and see you soon. Ciao.
Thank you. Ciao, Fra.